I'm Reverend Kim Haley. Welcome, everyone. Welcome those here today and those on Zoom. We got any newcomers that are here for the first time, never been here before? Okay. I guess we're all familiar, like familial. That's great. I welcome you there. This theme for 2025 is remembering, and the topic for July has been freedom, and still is, because we're still in July. So we are going to ask our musician for today, who's John Lalonde, to come up and open with a song, and then we'll move into a silent meditation for a little while. We have a nice treat for you. I'm going to quiet myself.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, John.
Effortlessly, love flows from God into man like a bird who rivers the air without moving her wings. Thus, we move in His world, one in body and soul. though outwardly separate in form. As the source strikes the note, humanity sings. The Holy Spirit is our harpist, and all strings which are touched in love must sound. Life is good. So now, I would like to welcome up, as we come back into the room, I'd like to welcome Jacque Stringer, who's going to give us our spiritual thought for today.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
So, have you guys heard of the term gaslight, being gaslit, or gaslighting somebody? I learned this probably just within the last couple years, and I thought it was a new term, but come to find out the origin of it actually comes from a play that was done in 1938 called Gaslight, where a husband manipulates his wife to make her doubt her sanity. Sounds awfully familiar, I'm kidding. The core meaning of the term is where a perpetrator makes a victim question their own perception of reality, their own memories, which in turn makes them question their own sanity. It's a form of psychological abuse, and it tends to start to undermine a victim's self-worth over time. And it makes them dependent on an abuser because they no longer trust themselves or their memories or their thoughts or their feelings. So they become dependent on another person to tell them how they're feeling, what they're thinking. So when I think of the word freedom, I can't help but think how Americans have somehow been gaslit into believing that we're free. You don't have to agree with me. We're not free to travel without buying a book or pieces of paper that say we're able to. We're not free to own anything, a house, a car, or even get food without paying taxes. There's many laws and regulations that we have to abide by that don't make me feel free if I have to follow them all. It kind of makes us question our own perception of our own reality. We become dependent on the government to tell us how we feel, how we should think. If we're watching the news, reading papers, even just on social media, you'll begin to hear fear. Now, sovereignty is a word that you probably won't hear very often or at all in the news. They wouldn't dare advise us that it's actually our birthright. We actually have to figure it out. It costs nothing, and no one has to fight for it. There's no rules, and it doesn't mean you're a king or a queen. It's naturally inherent to being a human. What does it mean to be sovereign? When we are aware of our own free will and our choices, we align with a higher source. We exercise our inalienable rights as humans. We take control of our own belief systems versus being told what or how to believe. We focus on love and not fear. We continually question, is this for the highest good of me? Is this for the highest good of all? We do not give our power away by getting involved in discussions of right versus wrong, because we always know there's another choice. So when I think of freedom, I think it's once we all become sovereign beings, and that's when freedom is truly experienced. Thank you.
Well said. I followed you on that one. I just learned about gaslighting this year or last year as well. Good word. All right, we now are going to have another treat, having some music. It's John Lalonde. That's what it says here.
Okay. Yeah, we're going to do a little different
Okay,
organization
and our
here.
speaker today is Bob Henn. Okay, so I'm just going to say that and then take it away.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, it's okay. Again, when we do this, we often don't follow the rules.
Just find your freedom.
So, yeah, we're free to do that. I want to start off by saying that I am extremely honored and grateful for my co-conspirators today. And I want to start with John. As you all know, when I do a poem, John is always the music director. And I know we have a lot of musicians who do great things, and John plays the flute on his own for music. But when we're doing this, he puts hours and hours into this. We meet and I read the poem and he goes through his 30 flutes to figure out which ones are going to best match both my voice and the mood of what we're doing. He puts together an intro song and solos, and in this case even more, because I also wrote a song. And when I write a song, I don't write music. It's kind of a poem that's a song to me. And John really worked with Jacque, who I'll talk about in a moment, to turn that into a song. So I want to say that he's just really, to me, put this together. And then we have Patti, who will be, and John's going to talk about the music, so I have to be careful how much you say that. Who's going to be singing a song.
Watch what you say about Patti.
And she put a lot of effort into it because it's a song I chose that I wanted there. Only it was very hard to put into this kind of setting, and so I think she looked at other ways that it was sung and did a lot of work to make it into a song that'll work in this. And then Jacque has foolishly volunteered to sing a song that I wrote. And you know, she and John worked tireless on this because it's hard to take this kind of thing and make it into a song. So at the end of this, when you're all jumped up applauding and throwing money at us and stuff, I want you to say it's those people who have really done this. They've graciously allowed me to read a poem in the middle of it, but they all insisted I not sing. So talking about the poem, by the way, there are copies in the back if you didn't get one. You're likely to see me reading kind of like this. This isn't dramatic work on my part. It's the fact that my eyes aren't completely in place yet. I think they're all healed, but I don't have new glasses, so sometimes it's hard for me to see these. Beyond that, amazingly, for all of the songs in the poem, we're on topic. See, LJ? About freedom. And we've had some, last week, LJ and John make some meaningful comments about freedom, and today, Jacque. And this is going to really surprise you, but my take is different. So first of all, I'll be talking only about spiritual freedom only. That's what this is about. And the first part of it is about not being free. It's about being caged and imprisoned and how desperately bad that makes us feel. But it recognizes that that's of our own making. And in the poem, you'll see it talking about, this imprisonment I understand is my own making. But still, what happens is we often look for something outside to free us. And you'll hear about that in this poem, looking for this key to set me free in this. And that desperation in both the music and the poem expresses that. And then the second half of the poem is the celebration of realizing what it means to say, yeah, this cage is of my own making, and therefore I don't need something out there to set me free. I just need to let go of my fears and hates and things, and then I am free. That's it. And so the last part is all a celebration of that understanding. John?
All right. So in way of introduction, I am going to play a few times the chorus from the Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young song, Find the Cost of Freedom, again with the theme for the month, Find the Cost of Freedom. It was written by Stephen Stills after he visited a Civil War cemetery and was just feeling the end of life for the people buried there. The lyrics for this chorus I thought I would share too. Find the cost of freedom buried in the ground. Mother Earth will swallow you. Lay your body down. So I'm going to introduce the poem with that chorus. Second go through of the chorus, Jacque is going to hum those lyrics behind it. And then Bob will start his poem. I'll play behind him. At the end of page 1, Patti is going to sing her version of Freedom, the Richie Havens song. And then Bob and I come back in, more blah blah blah, toot toot toot, and we will get to the end. We will, and then at the end, Jacque will come up, and the song that Bob referenced, Jacque and I have worked on it, and we really hope you like it. So.
That blah, blah, blah part, that's right on page 3. I'm looking for.
Yeah, editorial, I guess.
I ask myself, I look about, where is the key that will let me out? I'm locked inside a cage of steel, a cage made up of the way I feel. I throw myself against the bars and look around with strained regard. I'm told the key is mine to own, to unlock the door and take me home. I think I held it in my hand long ago in a different land. My mind seems My thoughts surreal when I think of the key and my strange ordeal. The cage is solid, the lock is strong. My time imprisoned is cruel and long. The bars are made from the fears I know. One side is rage, burning hot and slow. One side is sorrow, one is pain. One wall, it seems, is crude and vain. The prison I've made is what it resembles, the fears and hates that I have assembled.
Freedom, oh freedom, freedom I call freedom, freedom, oh give me freedom. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child, oh yeah. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Ah, sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Long, long, long way from freedom, oh freedom, I need freedom, oh give me freedom, oh freedom, oh freedom. Sometimes I feel like I'm almost gone. Sometimes I feel like I'm almost gone. Sometimes I feel like I'm almost gone. A long, long way from home.
I have to wait, I have to think before it's too late to find the link, to find the link, to connect the dots. I'm on the brink where all is lost. Where all is lost, my fate is sealed. The river crossed, my soul revealed. My soul revealed to the dread Charon, to whom all have kneeled when our time is gone. When our time is gone, if we're not freed, Sharon takes our souls to the land beneath. To the land beneath, to the Isle of Pain, where there's no relief, all hope is vain. All hope is vain, but no, not yet. If I can regain what I did forget. What I did forget is where I got that special key to turn the lock. To turn the lock with the golden key before the clock runs out on me. Runs out on me like the sands of time. But I'll be free for the clock bells chime. But now I remember, now I see the truth about that golden key. Now I remember, now I can see, there was never a lock, so I don't need a key. The lock isn't made of iron or steel. It's simply composed of the fear that I feel. The fear turns to hate, the fear turns to anger, and then it can morph into sorrow and rancor. So I don't need a key to open a lock. I need only let go of the fears that I've got. The answer's so simple. The answer's so clear. I've always been free. I'm just bound by my fear. So let's stand up tall. We've nothing to lose. We're meant to go forth, not be a recluse. The Spirit divine that dwells in our heart lays the world at our feet. We just need to start. The rainbow's bright colors in their beautiful arc form the gateway we enter as our souls do embark on a journey of wonder, a trip filled with love, cross Mother Earth laid below us, through the stars up above. Our cry is, we're free as the wind. Divine Spirit will guide us. It's time to begin.
Spirit lifts me up, Spirit flies me high, Spirit lets me soar high up in the sky. I celebrate my freedom, I celebrate my love, I celebrate the light that flows from above. Spirit fills me up with a love that's pure, my heart and soul so secure. Spirit lifts me up, Spirit flies me high, Spirit lets me soar high up in the sky. My heart is open, my arms flung wide to embrace all I see. My voice cries out loud and clear, I'm free, I'm free, I'm free. Spirit lifts me up, Spirit flies me high, Spirit lets me soar high up in the sky, high up, high up, high up to the freedom of the sky.
Thank you. We'll be on Broadway.
You need a manager? That was beautiful. Wow, nice. Great singing and wonderful poem and great music. That's wonderful. We're just blessed here. We're just blessed. That was great. I really enjoyed that. Woo. I don't know, it's a hard act to follow. What am I gonna do? I guess we'll just move right along, but carrying that nice energy with us. Let us ask two people to come up to do the offertory. Anybody like to volunteer to come up and lead the baskets? Well, just go ahead. We'll just do that. We'll do the offertory prayer first. Okay, divine love flowing through me, blesses and increases all that I give and all that I receive. You can go now. Thank you. Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning, buddy.
Wow. This place has been rocking the last 2 days. we had a really nice big flute circle last night, and then we had a wonderful big drum circle, and that was a lot of energy, great energy, good energy. And then today we did our chanting in the morning, so we got that energy going. And then we come in and we have the music of John's flute, the music of Patti and her singing, and also, excuse me, Jacque. Thank you. So it's been a full time, so these walls and everything have been expanding.
It's that Capricorn moon.
There's a new dimension that's been added here, and the poetry was wonderful. So I followed along. I was present, so that was wonderful. Now I want to remind you all that you can contact a minister or practitioner for prayer after service if you'd like. You can also use the frog box that's in the corner if you want to write a prayer down, if you haven't got time to stay, or you can contact any one of the ministers and they can sit with you and do a prayer. But when we do the frog box, we all get that online, and all the ministers pray online and send their prayer to I call it the prayer vine or tree, just because it is sort of like that. Also, we now are coming to announcements. I kind of did the announcement for what happened here for us yesterday, but there's other announcements, I'm sure. So anyone have an announcement that they would like to make? Hello, Barney.
Good morning.
Good morning, Barney.
Once upon a time, this Barney had a pellet stove. Pellet stove died, but I still have some remains of pellets. About 100 pounds worth. There's 2 bags and some leftovers. So if anybody has a pellet stove or knows somebody, get in contact with me or through Reverend John, minister. Just John or Joe. They got my number.
Okay, oh yes, and Karen?
So we have some small fruit trees and they're bearing fruit. Outside on the benches is some bags. There's some, they're small but very tasty. There's some white nectarines, some yellow nectarines, some apricots.
I'm gonna go right now.
You want plums? I put some bags, a bag of bags, so if you want to take some, it won't be messy. And we don't use chemicals, but you probably should wash them for bird stuff. But please take them because there's a lot more on the tree. So,
Thank
all
you.
the trees.
Oh, yum, I love fruit like that. I love summer fruit. It's delicious. All right. Okay, Jackie?
Yeah. I do want to remind people that we are doing the library reshuffle in progress right now. And it's been Fridays, but the next time is going to be a Saturday, the 19th. Is that correct?
Whatever next Saturday is.
Okay. And it's from 10 to 12. So if you haven't been able to come on Fridays, maybe it's your opportunity to come help us on Saturday.
19th.
The 19th, okay, perfect. Also, A Course in Miracles, the self-study is the third Sunday of every month, which is next week. We meet in the room in the back, the meditation room. Lots of good juju in there. And you just bring a topic that you found interesting in your own studies during the last month. And we talk about all of our own interesting ideas. The last thing I wanted to say is I was speaking with Reverend LJ, and it's so beautiful to see the amount of love that flows out of all of our congregation. I said it was kind of like an orange. You don't know what you're going to get. Sometimes it's a dry orange, but this congregation is a juicy orange. And I just love that.
Vitamin C. Oh, I see Judy.
Oh.
You want to make an
May
announcement too? Yeah, of course.
Just a quick one that we have sign-up sheet. Promised that there'd be a sign-up sheet for the 2 classes that we're going to be doing the end of this month, beginning of next month. So it's the 27th and the August 3rd. That's right after service, 11:30. And this class is a continuation, but you're welcome to come for just this particular class if that's your, if it interests you. And this one, it's all about remembering our sacred agreements, the whole series of classes. But this 2-week class is specifically about the 5th agreement, Don Miguel Ruiz's work. And the 5th agreement is, be skeptical, but learn to listen. And so look forward to that. Again, sign-up sheet, registration sheets on the back table.
We had such a great time last night for the drum circle, and I was busy with new people that had never been here before, and the drum got moved back into the library. And so if I could have a couple people help me move it back out so that they can get to the bookshelves, I would be greatly appreciated. Thank you.
Yes, we did have a good time, and we had a great time laughing in the flute circle as well. Some of the exercises that we did. They were a lot of fun. People loosened up, and we had a really fun time. So are there any other announcements? Don't tell me who won the match today. Children and I were talking about the Wimbledon match and the finalists today between the 2 men. Anyway, I've been watching a lot of that. I also just wanted to say that I've had so much nature around me. I've had skunks, lizards. What else have we had visiting us? Raccoons. I have wild cats. Nature is really in full bloom. And then this morning, I thought this thing was a leaf, and it was actually a praying mantis. And it was as white as the the leaf, because I guess it's like a chameleon. It can turn different colors or something. So, and that represents stillness. So I hope we can carry stillness from today forward into this week with joy and quiet, and not get thrown off our balance. Not thrown off balance. So that's what I'm hoping. Would somebody like to come up? Oh, we got to do the prayer of protection. And I got to say something else. I was getting all lulled into this place. Come back. All right, the prayer partner this week is John Lalonde. So if anyone would like to, no? Jacque, okay. All right. I think there's disappearing ink on here. Okay. Jacque will be our prayer partner, and if you want to have a prayer or some work with Jacque, you can go into the meditation room and Jacque will sit with you. And if you don't have time, of course, we got the frog box, or you can come to any of the other ministers. But today Jackie's there, and it's a really nice special one-on-one. So I hope you take advantage of that. And then next week's speaker is Reverend Joe Bull. Good. Right? Yeah. Check. A few checks here. Okay, it's Reverend Joe Bull. And you'll want to be here for his talk next week. It'd be wonderful. So now let's do the prayer of protection, because it's a nice prayer to carry you through the week. The light of God surrounds me. The love of God enfolds me. The power of God protects me. The presence of God watches over me. The energy of God is me. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well. Hallelujah. All right, and now we're going to have a closing song from John. And I also want to thank Karen and Steve for the fruit, as well. And all these offerings we get from everyone here is so lovely.
I'm going to play Summertime, and it seems really apt as we're talking about delicious stone fruit that happens here in July.
Beautiful. I was like, yes, it is summertime and the living is easy. We stay balanced. We're great. We can do great things. I'm going to ask Reverend Algie to come up and do the closing prayer.
So beautiful. It is wonderful to acknowledge and recognize once again, with all the love in our hearts, how beautiful it is to be alive, expressing, receiving, enjoying, being with each other, always. Namaste.
Well, thank you all for being here, because you make it all so wonderful when you're here. We like to see you. And we'll see you next week, and have a great week ahead. Love you all.